Hi everybody, it's Marie from Copeland's Creations. Wanted to do another Easter craft with you. I decided to take one of my wire crosses from the Dollar Tree and some, it's 3mm jute twine, I guess, cord. And what I'm going to do is going to do a weave with it. Do you like that? A weave with it. And then I'm going to add some flowers to it. And then probably a Easter sign. So, let me turn down the camera so you can see. This is the second time I started this video because I didn't think to roll up the twine like this to make my weaving maybe a little easier. And I just had a bunch of jumbles, so I started it all over. Shocking! Okay, so what I'm going to do is down here at the bottom, I am just going to hang a tail over here. Just because that's what I think I'm going to do. And then I'm going to weave in and out, and maybe I even started with too much twine, but it'll work eventually, right? So I'm going to go in, out, okay? When I go under, so you can just see it just like this, just the basic weave, then I'm going to go over, under, over, under. So I'm going to do a few of those. Try not to talk so I can actually concentrate so you can just kind of see if this is going to work for me. I did a little bit of practice earlier and I really liked it. The only problem is that with this much extra jute around, it gets a little messy, and as we can see, I don't mind mess, but a lot of people do. So, and I could try and keep it on camera if possible. You're like, what are you doing? There we go. Okay. I thought this was a great idea to shorten it, but it didn't really work that way. All right, I'm going to do a few, not talking, even though I am talking, and then I will show you what it looks like. Okay, so you can see the weave that we're going to do on it. There we go. Okay, I have been working on it, and I tightened it as I didn't tighten it as I went. I went back and tightened it all of it so you can get the basket weave look out of it. All right, I'm going to do some more. I found that if I have longer strings, it's better. It's easier to feed it through. So I'm just going to keep going until I have to tie this end off, and we'll see what turns out. Okay, here I go. You will see as I do this that sometimes it's easier to flip it over and work from it from the back side. I have readjusted the length of my cord where I have it, instead of having it small loops, so it's big, longer loops feed through easier. This is not a project for the faint of heart or for somebody that wants a quick and easy project. Right now I have at least a half an hour into the project, but that's obviously nothing compared to how long it will take in the end. The closer I get to the little wire cross beams, I'll call them, it does make it a little tougher to, push the cord through. But as you can see, the cord is getting shorter. This is still the same length from the beginning, so it was too much cord to cut. So I will not make that mistake again. As I'm getting down to the end of the cord, I want to think about how I'm going to attach the next section. You want to make sure that when you tie your knot that you have it hidden by everything. So as you'll see, I'm kind of, I think I had it figured out, then I wasn't sure, and then I finally figured it out. So the only place I'm going to have to think about, and I have a long time to think about it, is what I'm going to do right where the wires are at. That's okay. I'm sure I'll figure something out. Well, how did I screw that one out? I think that'll be okay. help. Yeah, I don't think you'll see that. I'm going to fast forward through a lot of this. It's just really the same thing, weaving back and forth. Just keep checking throughout that if you do this, that you do your overs and unders correctly so that you are consistent in your pattern. One of the things you have to do when doing this little weave is making sure that you don't overlap. Get it kind of close. So you don't want to overlap. You don't want to twist them up. So, I mean, I guess you can. I mean, some of it's not perfect, but I guess that's my best advice, is you want to stretch it out a little bit, because you can push it all the way down like that, but I don't think it looks as good or as natural. So then when you go around the green wire again, just make sure you have to push it down to get it under, but you want to make sure it looks full enough. And then as you do it, going to try and get it as close to covering it as you can. So see, even this one, it stretches out a little better as you get through. You can't totally tell it's there, but that's okay, because I am going to put something there like I said earlier. So I know it doesn't look as good up here, but eventually it will work its way out. And just still weaving. Can tell you how many hours it takes. It's not a slow process. You could probably use bigger cord. However, I do know that if you use bigger cord, the spaces between here are going to show a little more. So you may have to spray paint your wire. That would probably be my guess, my best suggestion. Unless you like the green, and maybe you do, and it's not terrible. But you will want to make sure, you know, to change the color of the wire, I think. But yeah, so that's where we're at on my update. It's funny because then when I edit it, it's like, you know, 30 seconds or whatever from when I started, but it's definitely a longer process and not always as much fun as it looks, but that's why homemade stuff is always so much better. Right. Over, under, over, under. No, that can't be right, can it? I went over, under, over, under, over. Ah, that's what it is. I have to go under there. That's what the problem is. So, see, I went over. I gotta go under first. There we go. Okay, so I went over. Now I have to go under, which really turns into an over. Okay. Yeah. It gets going really fast when you have shorter amount of rope, so I guess I could just cut shorter sections, that would probably be very helpful. And I'm just trying to give you guys a bunch of tips for how to maybe not drive yourself crazy, but you know, where's the fun in that? Alright, so I went under, so I'm going to go over and under, right? Yep. Alright, so I have to figure out what I want to do right in here, and I just think what I'm going to do is do a simple wrap here. I think that's what I'm going to do, is just go from here and then finish down here. So then I'll have a tie in every corner, which is okay. I think what I could do if I leave a long enough tie is I could just wrap it right down here so that it looks finished and you can't see the metal. So I think that's probably the best idea I have. Yeah. And then I will do something different in the center. I don't know yet. This is what we do. This is how I roll. If you see any of my videos, I kind of fly by the seat of my pants and I have this great idea and then I try to make it work. So that's what I'm going to do here. I do like this basket weave though. I think it's really nice. So I have to go under. See how it's a lot easier with a short little piece. So then I'm just going to go down to the end, and hopefully I would like a big enough cord at the end to hide everything. Probably could have done 2 there, but that's okay because I think I'm going to do like a big, like a different, like a thicker cord maybe, and do, you know how sometimes you see the crossing this way and then this way. I think that's probably what I'll do to make it work a little better. So here I keep just going on with my little project and figuring out where this is gonna sit. It's probably gonna go probably like right here, so flip it over and check. It's gonna go under, yeah, so it's gotta be like about right here. So let me hold on to it so I can tie it on. Hopefully I'm still at the right spot. Okay, so I got all the way to the end. Well, I got one more I have to go through here. And then I do think what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop it around here. I'm just going to push it all out of the way because it's just a little bit in the way right now. And I'm just going to take it, and as many times as I can, I'm going to thread it around here. So in order to do that, to finish it off like that, I'm going to push everything down so it looks like I have more room than I really do. And I should go get one of my crochet hooks and do it that way. That would probably be better than what I'm currently trying to do, which is, I have no idea. Untangle, oh, see, okay. I somehow twisted it. That's good. Close enough. All right. So let's go back around and try this again. Looks like I got about 4 twists in there. That's probably pretty good. 4 twists per in between each, and 5. Counted as 5 and I wasn't even done yet. Okay, so let me tilt it up for you to look at. It's a pretty good basket weaving look to it. I like it. I'm going to do these sides. Obviously, it's not going to take as long as this whole one. I do think before I get too far along, I'm going to do the twisting down here too, so that I don't ruin my basket while so I'm going to do 5, 3, 5, just, or 5, 4, 5, just to keep it the same and just twist it through. All right, what do you think? I'm going to tie that off, but that's a good way to finish it, I think. I think that looks really, very nice. Oh, hi there. I've just been talking to you and I didn't turn it on, so that's always awesome. It is the next day and I'm just working along, and I just fixed a mistake that I had in the weaving. And I was telling you about my philosophy on mistakes and stuff like that. So, lucky you missed out on it. I am about ready to turn my corner, get the last branch done, and if you want to know I will just tell you my philosophy. If you make a mistake, that's great. That's fine. Everybody makes mistakes, right? But the difference is that if I saw my mistake at the very end, then it's just gonna stay there. But if I see a mistake partway through and I don't go back and fix it, then that's just not turning out my best work. And I mean, I've got natural flaws in everything I do because I'm human, but I don't want to knowingly do less than my best. So I think that would make sense. I want to put a couple more in there, I think. That's pretty tight down there, isn't it? Okay. I don't know. That might not be bad right there. Okay. And if I remember correctly, this is all I did, was looped it around once to change my corner. Okay. You know what would be really cool too is though if I finish it here, I could just weave it across here and just keep going at the end. That actually might be very cool, so then it looks like it goes. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that during my part where I was talking to you about ideas, that was not one of the ideas that I came up with, but I was brainstorming with you guys. You didn't get to hear it because I didn't turn the camera on. Because, yep. Then my center will be covered and it'll give me more options. So let me do this one more time through, and okay, here we we go. And then I am going to take these two right here, and that's going to be my bar across. And then I'll take the two here, and that will be my bar across. So I have to go under. I don't know if you can see that I'm going to go under and through those two loops. Probably need to restring this. And I'm constantly getting a little bit of all my other strands in there. Let me refix this. Alright, so that's going to be my over. Then I'm going to go under, over, under, and then through my two loops. Okay. I don't know, I may just do like a thin strand like this. Okay, so that's my over. Let me get this out of my way. Under, over. Okay, I'm hooked on my drawer. Okay. Yeah, because then I'll be able to slide this down. And then I'm going to go under, or it's really over, isn't it? Over. Because it's just going to continue on. And like I said, I'm going to go between two yarns. Hope you can see that. And I'm going to go up. Of course I did 3 there. Whoopsie. 1, 2. Yeah, I did. I don't want to do too many because then I think it will look bulky. So I do want to get it right and get the separation correct. So I really just want to go between these two. Okay. And let me see what's going on here. Okay. Okay. It's going to look like that. I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? I did something wrong. Let's figure it out. Okay. So, oh, I see what I did wrong. First of all, this is driving me crazy right here. Okay. Because I went, you're probably looking at me like, come on, dude, get it together. Over, under. Oh, I have to go up through it. See? Okay. And I'm a little worried that they've fused that together and I might have to cut it closer. Alright, so I have to go up through it. Okay. Then I'm going to wrap it around. It's just a lot of thread to use right now. And, okay, and the other thing is because of this loop here, I have to cover that up, so got to get on this side of it. Alright. And it may seem, it probably is pretty easy to do, but maybe not the way I do things. And then I'm going to just have to keep making sure that I pull everything over where it belongs as I go to cover up that. And maybe that was a bad idea to put that little corner thing there. I mean, I probably will end up regretting it. Okay. And I'm going to go under. I just want to make sure this is right. I thought it through. I thought it through. Okay, so we're in under. Okay, and then I'm going to go up through it. that's a good idea. That was one of my better ideas. I mean, I probably has room for improvement, but I think for I don't know, I probably can go through. Yeah, it looks like there's only like 3 of them, so I can start this over here. No, I gotta go one more time through there and finish that, I think. Yeah, and then I can start feeding that over here. All right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for watching that epically long video about the basket weave on the cross. It was very rewarding to accomplish that, but I'm glad I cut it down as much as I did, because the 4 hours I think it took me to make it, and that might be generous, was quite a bit. So please stay tuned for part 2, where we actually decorate it, which will be a lot more fun. Maybe still a little frustrating, but definitely more rewarding because it goes faster. Thanks again. This is Marie from Copeland's Creations. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Once again, if you have questions, please let me know. Bye.